Rocky is a 1976 American sports drama film directed by John G. Avildsen and written by and starring Sylvester Stallone. In the film, Rocky Balboa, a poor small-time club fighter and loan shark debt collector, gets an unlikely shot at the World Heavyweight Championship held by Apollo Creed. Plot: in 1975 at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Rocky, played by Sylvester Stallone, is fighting Spider Rico. Fight is over and Rocky is pronounced the winner. In the locker room, Rocky and Spider get their prize money for the fight. Spider gets $17.80 and Rocky's winning prize is $40.50. Rocky walks home and feeds his pet turtles, Cuff and Link. The next morning, Rocky visits the local pet shop where Adrian Panino, played by Talia Shire, works and talks about the turtle food that he bought. Next, Rocky is walking down at the docks out to collect money for his boss Tony Gazzo, played by Joe Spinell, a local loan shark. A little later, Gazzo and his driver/bodyguard Buddy, played by Joe Sorbello, pick up Rocky. Gazzo is angry at Rocky for not collecting debts aggressively enough. Later that day, Rocky goes to Mickey's gym only to find out that his locker has been rented out to newcomer Dipper Brown. Rocky sees Mick, played by Burgess Meredith, to talk about the locker. Mick admits that Dipper is an up-and-comer and Rocky is nothing. Rocky goes back to see Adrian at the pet store and asks her out, but she refuses the invitation. Rocky then goes to the Lucky 7 Tavern for a beer or two where he sees his best friend and Adrian's older brother, Paulie, played by Burt Young. Paulie takes his beer and leaves. Rocky remains sitting at the bar drinking his own beer and watches TV and sees that the heavyweight boxing champion of the world, Apollo Creed, played by Carl Weathers, is on TV. The next day, Apollo Creed and his trainer Tony are meeting with Miles Juergens, played by Thayer David, a fight promoter, discussing the possible fighters for him to match in the biggest fighting event set to take place on New Year's Day. When it looks like there are no possible fighters, Apollo has an epiphany. He'll take on a small-time underdog fighter, giving him a shot at the title. Everyone agrees with the idea and the plan is set in motion. Apollo and Tony are looking through a book of local club fighters of Philadelphia and they come across Rocky, who seems to be the perfect fighter. Apollo takes a liking to his nickname, the Italian Stallion. That same evening, on the night of Thanksgiving, Rocky asks Paulie's sister Adrian if she wants to go out with him and have a good time, and she opens the door, all dressed up ready to go. Rocky and Adrian head for the local ice rink. Adrian, skating as Rocky is running alongside her, telling her about the fights he's been in and how it's special to him. After their date, Rocky and Adrian go back to his apartment and the two end up kissing in his corner by the door. The next day, Rocky heads for Mickey's gym and Mick tells him that Juergens' office called, possibly asking for sparring partners. Rocky goes to see Juergens and tells him that he is willing to help out with the sparring training with Creed. Juergens then offers Rocky a proposition into fighting with Creed on New Year's Day. Juergens tells Rocky that it was him that Creed chose to fight and that it's a once-in-a-lifetime shot to win the heavyweight boxing title. Rocky eventually agrees to the fight, which will pay him $150,000. Rocky undergoes several weeks of unorthodox training, such as using sides of beef as punching bags. Rocky is later approached by Mickey Goldmill about further training. Rocky is not willing initially, as Mickey has not shown much interest in helping him before and saw him as a wasted talent, but eventually Rocky accepts the offer. Paulie works as a corner man with Rocky for the fight. Paulie becomes jealous of Rocky's success, but Rocky placates him by agreeing to advertise the meat-packing business where Paulie works as part of the upcoming fight. Rocky trains extensively for the championship fight, while Apollo is unconcerned about the match and puts more effort into promotion than training. The night before the match, Rocky visits the Philadelphia Spectrum and begins to lose confidence. He confesses to Adrian that he does not believe he can win, but strives to go the distance against Creed, which no other fighter has done, to prove himself to everyone. On New Year's Day, the fight is held with Creed making a dramatic entrance dressed as George Washington and then Uncle Sam. Taking advantage of his overconfidence, Rocky knocks him down in the first round, the first time that Creed has ever been knocked down. Humbled and worried, Creed takes Rocky more seriously for the rest of the fight, though his ego never fully fades. The fight goes on for the full 15 rounds, with both combatants sustaining various injuries. Rocky, with hits to the head and swollen eyes, requires his right eyelid to be cut to restore his vision. Apollo, with internal bleeding and a broken rib, struggles to breathe. As the fight concludes, Creed's superior skill is countered by Rocky's apparently unlimited ability to absorb punches and his dogged refusal to go down. As the final bell sounds, with both fighters embracing each other, they promise each other there will be no rematch. After the fight, the sportscasters and the audience go wild. Jurgens announces over the loudspeaker that the fight was the greatest exhibition of guts and stamina in the history of the ring, and Rocky calls out repeatedly for Adrian, who runs down and Polly distracts security to help her get into the ring. As Jurgens declares Creed the winner by virtue of a split decision, Rocky and Adrian embrace and profess their love for each other, not caring about the outcome of the fight. About the film. The film was directed by John G. Avildsen and written by Sylvester Stallone. The casting of Rocky includes Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, Burt Young, Carl Weathers, Burgess Meredith, Thayer David and Joe Spinell. Rocky was filmed on a relatively low budget in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, lending an authentic backdrop to the story. The production faced challenges due to the limited budget and time constraints. The famous training montage was shot at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, featuring the iconic Rocky steps. John G. Avildsen's direction and the use of real locations contributed to the film's realism. The film's score, composed by Bill Conti, became synonymous with the underdog spirit of Rocky. The iconic "Gonna Fly Now" theme is instantly recognizable. The soundtrack captured the film's emotional beats, enhancing the impact of key scenes. Rocky was released on December 3, 1976. Rocky was made on a modest budget of around $1 million. However, it became a massive box office success, grossing over $225 million worldwide. The film's exceptional return on investment marked it as one of the most profitable movies of its time. Rocky received widespread critical acclaim for its heartfelt storytelling, compelling performances, and gritty realism. The film was praised for its underdog theme and the genuine chemistry between Sylvester Stallone and Talia Shire. Stallone's script and acting, as well as John G. Avildsen's direction, were particularly lauded. Rocky and its theme song have become a pop cultural phenomenon and an important part of 1970s American popular culture. The film won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1977. In 2006, the Library of Congress selected Rocky for preservation in the United States National Film Registry for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. The film's success led to numerous sequels, establishing a lasting franchise that explored Rocky Balboa's journey through boxing and life. Rocky, a series of sequels including Rocky II, 1979, Rocky III, 1982, Rocky IV, 1985, Rocky V, 1990, Rocky Balboa, 2006, also spin-off movie, Creed, 2015, and its sequels Creed II, 2018, and Creed III, 2023. 10 interesting facts about Rocky movie. 1. Sylvester Stallone, facing financial difficulties, wrote the script in just 3 days. He insisted on playing the lead role. 2. The famous training montage scene was shot at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. The Rocky steps have since become an iconic landmark. 3. Rocky's iconic line, "Yo, Adrian," was improvised by Stallone during filming. 4. Sylvester Stallone and Carl Weathers suffered injuries during the shooting of the final fight. Stallone suffered bruised ribs, and Weathers suffered a damaged nose, the opposite injuries of what their characters had. 5. Rocky's old injury to his finger, which enables him to pretend he had broken it, is a real injury Sylvester Stallone suffered whilst playing college football. 6. The single most expensive cost on the film was makeup. 7. Sylvester Stallone had originally wanted Harvey Keitel for the role of Paulie. 8. Sylvester Stallone was so poor prior to filming Rocky, he had to sell his dog for $50. A week later, he sold the script and bought Dog back. Rocky's dog, Butkus, was this same dog. 9. For the championship fight, the filmmakers had trouble getting extras to fill the arena because it was a low-budget film that was not yet known to anyone. Stock footage of crowds was used to help this problem, but empty seats are still visible in some shots. 10. Producers Irwin Winkler and Robert Chardoff mortgaged their house to cover the film's budget.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more interesting videos and don't forget to press like button and share.